In security matters, the push for an encryption commission. This week, House Homeland Security Committee Chairman McCaul told an audience at National Defense University that he plans to introduce new legislation. The goal would be to create a national commission on the security and technology challenges in the digital age. Joining me with more is Aisha Chowdhry, reporter at FCW. All right, Aisha, explain McCaul's bill. What would this commission look like?
Sure. This commission is essentially going to be created once Congressman Michael McCaul introduces this legislation, which will be in January. And this commission is going to have members of the technology community, it's going to have members of the privacy community, law enforcement, academia. They're all going to be included in this with the goal to hopefully come together. And Congressman McCaul has promised this is not going to be like other blue ribbon panels. And, he said it's not going to be something that's established and forgotten, to quote his own words. So we will just have to see how it actually evolves over time once it goes through the congressional procedure.
Now, there's some debate between members of the Obama administration and lawmakers like Representative Will Hurd about the importance of encryption in counterterrorism. Tell us more.
Sure. Congressman Will Hurd comes from the intelligence community, and so he speaks from experience when he's talking about these issues. And he spoke to one of my colleagues about this, and he supports Congressman McCaul's commission as long as the right people are in the room. And again, that's something that once this legislation is introduced and once the folks who are going to be on this commission are selected, we will find out more on how that proceeds.
There's another question I've got. What about Federal Chief Information Officer Tony Scott? Where does he fall on the encryption issue?
Sure. He spoke with our editor recently, and he mentioned that that bad folks are essentially going to find a way. They're going to find that back door or whatever they need to do to get through.
Well, as Tim Cook with Apple has said, once you release the key for the NSA or the FBI, the bad guys are going to get that too. Now, meanwhile, In-Q-Tel, the intelligence community's strategic investor, will partner with Magnet Forensics. It's a company that recovers unstructured data. What does that mean, and how does it relate to this discussion?
Sure, I think it relates to this discussion in the sense that this is an example of collaboration that we're seeing right now play out, and where a technology firm and law enforcement agents, or intelligence agencies, I should say, are going to share information.
Now let's get back to Chairman McCaul. He's also leading a bipartisan congressional task force on combating terrorist and foreign fighter travel. What does that have to do with encryption?
Sure. I think that's something he's very proud of, and he talks about a fair amount. And that is something where you're seeing the visa waiver debate right now on Capitol Hill, and all the 38 countries that are part of it, where anybody who is on that any of the countries that are on that program, anyone from those countries could essentially come here, and their visa could be waived as long as they're vetted through their procedures. And Michael McCaul has been very active in saying that is something that we need to be watching out for and strengthening that program.
Yeah, the vetting system apparently is not working in the case of California. And let's talk about this month's terror attack in San Bernardino. The FBI investigation has a long way to go, we know that, but we know that the suspects posted a pledge of allegiance to ISIS on Facebook around the time of the attack. They also tried to cover up their digital footprints, but there are a lot of unanswered questions. And here's a big one. How did they go undetected by all the U.S. alphabet agencies, NSA, for example?
That's a great question, and we do not have the answers for that, I don't think. Right now, members of the Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security, FBI, Director of National Intelligence are all on Capitol Hill. They're talking to lawmakers from both the House and the Senate side. These are questions that I think everyone wants to know, and it's going to take a while until we find out what actually happened and where did we miss something if we did.
Plenty of people on the radar. As we found out, there are others off the radar. Aisha Chowdhry, reporter for FCW. Thanks again.
Thank you.